If a recession hit tomorrow, would you be ready? Would your family be financially secure, or would you be scrambling to figure out what to do? The Bible teaches us in Proverbs 21 and 5, the plans of the diligent lead to abundance or prosperity, depending on the translation that you're reading. Listen, do not fear. Instead, you want to prepare. Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamila Davis Williams. And yes, we've all been watching the news. We've all been hearing about a recession. The market tanked the other day. There are things that we see and are hearing that normally you see before recession. But we do not have the spirit of fear. God hasn't given us that, right? Instead, He's given us wisdom to prepare. So today I'm going to just be sharing. Stay with me. I'm going to just be sharing 5 money moves that you need to do now to prepare or to recession proof your money. All right. And so uh I've been talking to a few people and people are afraid, concerned, feeling, a little bit of instability. And so I always, when I start feeling a certain way, start hearing things, I go back to the word. And in the word, I don't know how many times I forgot to count it. It says, do not fear, do not be afraid. Do not fear, do not be afraid. And so instead of being fearful, instead of being afraid, we want to prepare. So what do we need to do? Number one, we need to stack cash. We need to accelerate our savings so that we can have at least minimum, because it's going to take time to build it, but we want to have at least 1 to 3 months of our living expenses. Yes, normally we say start off with $1,000 and then continue to build that. But what we're saying, we want to accelerate that. And how do you do that? You want to at least get 1 to 3 months of your living expenses. So that's mortgage, rent, your mortgage or your rent. If you have car notes, food, utilities, your normal day-to-day living expenses, you want to save at least 1 to 3 months so that if there is a recession, if it does happen, it hasn't, I know people are feeling that we're in it now. There are some things going on like inflation that can feel like a recession, but we're not quite there. But what we want to do is start putting away money so that if that recession does hit, you will not be feeling the stress that can come along with that because you know that you set your family up to kind of survive this wave because we know recessions happen. I've been through a couple of them. Goes up, goes down, but we always turn it back around. However, you want to make sure that you can get through the recession with the least amount of stress. Because if there's a job loss, if there's unemployment, prices are rising, that's stressful enough. We want to make sure that we can take care of our family, provide shelter, food, the necessities of life. So stack your cash. Number two, we want to cut our unnecessary spending. So, y'all know we like to go and do things, to have fun. We want to still have fun. I'm not saying don't do that, but I'm saying you might want to take it back just a little bit so that you can stack as much cash as quickly as possible. That you want to get in your savings account so that you have some stability so that you're not stressing about the what ifs because the more you watch the news, the more you see videos of the looming future, it can cause some kind of anxiety. And we want to combat that, right? First of all, stay in your word and save money, right? So stack as much cash, get yourself 1 to 3 months minimum of your living expenses. And then number two, cut the unnecessary spending. You know, cook a little bit more at home and dine out once a week instead of 3 to 4 times, right? Cook more at home, dine out less. Make your own coffee, take your own breakfast to work, meal prep, whatever you have to do to save a little bit of extra money to put in that savings account because we know groceries are going up, eggs are going up. And so there are things that cost a little bit more than normal, and we want to have the cash available to be able to get us through the possibility, right, of a recession. So stack cash, save, cut unnecessary expenses. And number three, we want to continue paying our debts, but we want to continue paying them, but we want to go back to like making our minimum payments, right? So right now, I know a lot of people are trying to pay off debt. They've been like making extra payments, bigger payments, while you're getting this cash saved up to avoid you feeling the strain or the stress of trying to save and pay off debt. Your focus right now is going to be saving as much as possible, that 1 to 3 months, which means you're still going to be paying off your debt, but you're going to go back to making your minimum payments. Once you get at least 3 months, and if you can stretch it to get 4 months, do so. Get as much as you can saved up, just so that that's one less thing you have to be concerned about with all the other uncertainties that's out there, right? So you want to still continue to pay off debt, but your aggressiveness of paying off the debt, paying those extra payments, you want to instead move that to savings while you continue to make your minimum payments, still, taking care of your debt, keeping your, improving your credit as you're paying off those things. But the focus right now is saving. So continue to pay off debt, but you want to prioritize cash flow. Get money saved, get money stacked. You want to have money on hand. And then once you reach that 3 to 4 months of living expenses, then you can go back to paying your debt off like you were. Hopefully you guys are using the snowball method. But in the meantime, just temporarily, we want to stack the cash. That's our priority. Number four, we want to multiply what's in our hands, right? So there is a story in the Bible about the lady and her little pot of oil, right? And she thought to her it was small, but when she got to the man of God, he said, "No, I need you to go and get as many pots as you can." Her sons got as many pots, and they kept filling it, filling it. He told her to go sell it, right? So she can make money off of her oil, and then she's gonna live off the rest, right? Pay off her debt with the oil, and then live off the rest. You have to create additional income. So sell something, find you a low, low cost online business that it doesn't cost much to get into. Create digital products. There are many YouTubers on here talking about how to create digital products. Lyft, Uber, whatever you have the time and energy to do to create additional income, you want to do that because that's going to not only help you with saving, accelerating your savings, but then it also will still help you to continue to pay off the debt, right? And if something does happen with your main employer, right, you have something to fall back on until we return back to normalcy, if indeed there is a recession, okay? Stack cash, number one. Cut unnecessary expenses, number two. Continue paying off your debt, number three, but your focus is prioritizing cash. So therefore, you want to go to your minimum payments. And then once you get your 1 to 3 months of living expenses saved, go back to resuming your normal debt payments as normal. And then number four, multiply what's in your hands, seek additional income, create additional income, side hustles, hobbies turned into side hustles, sell something, uh, we are resourceful people, and there are things that we do every single day that somebody else will pay us to do for them or create for them. We just haven't thought about it. So look into online businesses, digital products, something that's going to cost you a little to get into, but that you will have the time that you're interested in doing to create this additional income. And number five, we want to, no matter what, well, I actually have six. I said five, but I got six. So number five is going to be we want to reduce using our credit cards. We don't want to be using our credit cards to buy these unnecessary things or to finance things that we don't really need right now. So we want to cut our credit card spending, right? Because typically, if there is a recession, it's harder to pay off debt because things cost more, and sometimes it causes um, the interest rates, like credit card rates, I think are already super high. I think the average I saw was like, depending on the kind of credit card, but was like 22, 23%. I can't remember because I don't have it in front of me. But that's a lot of money. So we want to reduce using our credit cards as much as possible. Really, if we can just stop it, stop it. Use cash, use your debit card, reduce spending or using your credit cards, as we hear what's going on in the news. We want to not add more debt to ourselves than we already have. We want to continue to pay off the debt, but we don't want to, incur or increase our current debt load. So reduce using the credit cards. And then number six, no matter what, we trust God and not the economy, right? So if you're watching the news, if you're seeing things on, looped on videos, step away, get in, pray, ask God for wisdom, ask God for peace, because it tells us in Philippians 4 and 19, my God will supply all, not some, all, not some, all your needs according to his riches and glory. So if you are still working, if you still got income coming in, stack cash, cut expenses, continue to pay debt, but we don't want to be aggressive right now with paying off debt. We want to be aggressive with creating or increasing our cash flow and our savings. We want to stop using our credit cards, stop increasing our debt, right? And then with all that said, we want to create additional income any way we can that's not going to cost us more money than we have or take us away from our family. If you can find something that you can do with your family, with your kids, even better. And then with all that, right? Trust God. Listen, do not fear. Instead, prepare, like the Bible tells us. Proverbs 21 and 5, go read it for yourself, that a person that plans, a person that prepares, has abundance, or some other translation says prosperity. Now is the time to plan and prepare. I don't want this to happen. Hopefully it doesn't, but I don't want it to happen. And then now you're trying to figure out what to do after the fact. Let's look at what we can do right now to recession-proof our money so that we're not stressing. We got enough stuff going on. We don't need to add more stress. So listen, calm down, have faith, don't fear, plan and prepare. Thank you so much for watching. Look, be sure to leave me a comment what you're going to do. Tell us how you're feeling so we can pray for you. And be sure to subscribe. And again, I'm going to put some links in the description where you can get a free savings tracker. And then also you can sign up for the budgeting boot camp that is coming. Again, my name is Jamila Davis Williams. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.